Here is Immortal Moments for explanation. Friends, like videos and subscribes to our channel. Immortality Season 6 Episode 9 Explanation. So let's start our explanation. General monks, it is very difficult to drill the ground. The masters of the mysterious secrets can only use violence to forcibly open the ground, open tunnels, and then dig out for the elixir. But at most it can only reach the depths of a few hundred feet, but also to prevent the tunnel from collapsing, and 1,000,000 pounds of rock fell to bury itself in it. Even if it is the strongest of the fivefold, heaven and man, there is only the power of the horses to be immersed in the depths of Baijong, and you will die and die. You can't get out. Not to mention the depths of 1,000 feet. The earth's soil is no more than the bottom of the sea. Even if you have mastered the masters of various earth-based magical powers, it is time-consuming and labor-intensive to open underground tunnels. Of course, the master of the nine-pronged master can display his own world and territory law, and drill into the ground, but it will not last long. The influence of the underground elemental magnetism on the world and territory law is quite serious. The monks have to drill the ground, unless they refine some magic weapons, such as shuttles. However, such magic weapons are extremely difficult to refine, and after the refining, they are all excellent treasures, and their role in fighting is not great. Therefore, few people refine. It is for a variety of reasons that many monks know that there are treasures on the ground, and they can only look at the ground and sigh. The bottom is the most hidden baby. The cave houses of various ancient monks have been eclipsed and buried in the ground. There are also a variety of rare veins, elixir, plants and animals. Fang Hanlian had the 5 emperors and great devils, among which the Emperor Huangdi of the Yellow Emperor was in the center, the most powerful. Directly linked to the with the earthworm suffocating in the ground, like a fish, it can be said that in the underground, even a few supernatural masters, it is difficult to kill him. Even the first master of the longevity secret, as long as Fang Han can drill to the ground, he can escape the birth. Unless he is a master of the double undead, he can't escape. Because others rely on the undead body and integrate into the earth, it is much faster than he drills. But in this world, the ancient giants of the longevity secrets are originally few, and they have cultivated to the second undead body. In fact, Fang Han brought the pure fox demon girl to the bottom of the earth, not to believe that she had the treasure trove of treasures. He didn't believe that when he came out, he could come across a treasure house, especially the fox scheming. But when it came to the bottom, the initiative was in his hands. Now that he has reached the depths of the earth, if he withdraws at any time, the pure fox demon woman has a big magical power, and he has to die in the ground. Those melted soil, after the square cold, the mana will recede and it will re-solidify. This is the first time I have used the Emperor to dig into the earth. I didn't think that the world of the earth is really wonderful. In the underground, the shuttle is fast, and Fang Han is not happy. Awkward, a large piece of soil was turned into yellow water. In the yellow water, there are some rare spiritual things, such as gold and silver pangolins, 6-eared squirrels, and earthworms, all struggling fiercely, not knowing what happened. At the same time, there are some elixir that are woody and have not been melted, but they all float in the yellow water. Fang Han will not let go, and all of them are stored in Huang Quan's map. Many of the veins have faintly conveyed a huge breath. Underground, it really is rich in treasures. As you drill deeper into the depths of the ground, the strength of the soil is deeper. Fang Han did not drill straight down, but was scattered everywhere because there were some hard veins in the earth soil, and it could not melt. He did not forcibly break open, and he avoided looking for another place. This is also the reason why the average master cannot forcibly open the underground tunnel. Some underground rocks are mountain bones, hard gold steel, and flying swords can only break some small gaps. Gradually, Fang Han went deep into the depths of 5,000 feet, surrounded by darkness and silence. All of them were hard basalt rocks, big floor blocks, and many difficulties were going forward. Even if the Emperor's suffocation was going on, it would take a long time to melt. Fortunately, his mana is endless. With the support of the World Tree, there is no danger of exhaustion, otherwise it will be exhausted and buried underground. How can this person have such a long mana? The pure fox demon girl is also secretly scared. This magical ridge I once asked a big elder of the fox family to explore. The great elder has already practiced heaven and earth law, Shantong 9 heavy, the law out of the ground into the ground, but when arriving at the basalt layer, the mana has almost exhausted, almost cannot come out. Did not find any movement. This Fang Han is the master of the 6-point. The mana is so long that even the elders can't compare. It's no wonder that you can kill the Ghost Emperor. Here, it is already at the depth of 5,000 feet underground. The big floorboards are all basalt layers. Every time I go further, I have to consume huge mana. You have to give me some magical jade with additional mana. Otherwise I can stick to it. Going on, you can only let go of you. Fang Han suddenly stopped his body and spoke. He is now deep into the rock layer, surrounded by 3 squares, all of which are melted rocks, not magma, but a mud-like substance. That is the phenomenon caused by the melting of basalt by the Emperor. What are you talking about? The pure fox demon girl heard the sound of Fang Han and screamed, "You are robbing on fire. If you leave, I have to suffocate in the rocks now." How is this different from direct killing? Yes, now the depth of the ground is close to 5,000 feet. After I left, this melting rock is not supported by my Emperor, and it will solidify. No one can save you. Maybe thousands of years. After 10,000 years, you will become fossils, and it will not be dug out. Fang Han nodded very seriously. But I am not robbery by fire. My mana is difficult to maintain. Do you know? I am using the earthworms to constantly melt the rocks, and the power of each breath is equivalent to ordinary. It takes only a month to practice the magical powers of the magical powers. If you use such a big consumption, you will not give me a little benefit. Is it to be a coolie? I am not saying that it is good. I found the treasure house of foam molding, we divided it together. Is this good enough? The pure fox demon woman is cold and cold. I can't see the benefits, I never take it seriously. Only when the real benefits come to me, I will believe. To be honest, I don't believe that there is any treasure in this magical ridge, at least I have not found it now. Okay, now my mana is almost the same. When Fang Han was talking, the fascination on the head was a little weaker, and the melting rocks around him began to solidify immediately, and the range was only 2 square feet. What? The pure fox demon girl immediately approached Fang Han for fear of being solidified in the rock. You are a naked threat. Then she softened again, I didn't lie to you. It's really a magical ridge. It has treasures, but it's hard to find it. I used to ask the foxes. Elders, there is no such long mana, you have not found a secret treasure in the basal layer of the big floor. At this bottom, there are a lot of intrigues and tricks that can't be used. I see that there are still a lot of treasures on your body, you can conspiracy to count me. Fang Han smiled. Forget it, I am afraid of you. This is a Zukan's use of crystal jade refined in Yuan Dan, a total of thousands. You must be able to support it with you. Pure fox demon girl from the treasure capsule, a large cucurbit medicine. Well, not bad. Fang Han took over the gourd, poured out a medicinal herb, and looked at it and found that this medicinal crystal is as jade, and it is actually made from the raw material of jade and jade, which can add mana. You can even recover your strength. This kind of medicinal medicine is used in combat and has many benefits. In the depths of the ground, the pure fox demon woman does not dare to swear. Otherwise, Fang Han pulled away and she became a fossil. Her seal was in the basalt, and the master of the long-lived secret could not save her. Received this gourd, Xing Yuan Dan, Fang Han Juan's finger, you gave me your jade charm and thunder, I am very interested in this magic weapon. The jade-like ****** lay, even he was deceived. Thought it was a bad thing. I almost got it and was seriously injured. You grab. The pure fox demon woman's face was angry, and then it was softened. This jade symbol is called the demon god, and it is the demon ****** who has spent a lot of effort to refine it for me. It is not a last resort. I won't take it out to deceive others. This jade symbol looks like a treasure trove on the surface. In fact, it is almost true. There are many arrays on it. The core method is the mysterious God. I am here. 1. If you encounter a powerful enemy in the future, you will die if you don't have this life-saving thing. Oh, this way. Then you will keep your life. Fang Han narrowed the light of his life. Come on you. Give you. Pure Fox Demon Girl sees a gentleman in Fang Han's way, acting as a villain. If the Fuguang shrinks, he can't keep himself. She only knew that this person was very ruthless and quickly threw the jade charm of the heavenly devil. Fang Han immediately took it and threw it into the door of the nose of Huang Quantu. Let go to research. Well. This is not because I forced you, but you volunteered to me. Fang Han looked cold and indifferent. Now let me see, these basalt rocks, big floor blocks, what is the embarrassing place? If you can't find it, you have to pay me. Between the words, the head of his life is full of light, and the rock immediately melts and melts. In the basalt rock layer of the large floor block, it shuttles everywhere. This ancient character has responded. Suddenly, the pure fox demon woman cried. The painting had an ancient pen charm and suddenly moved. Is it? Fang Han also felt a hint of clues, and quickly drilled into the place where the breath was sensed. Bang! Suddenly, the rock was not melted by the emperor's anger, and Fang Han hit the wall, and quickly fixed his eyes. Actually, the basalt, which was originally dark black, turned into a hard and transparent diamond. It's good, it's the world's most precious diamond drill. It is actually a big section now. I don't know how much. Is it as big as a whole mountain? It's even bigger. Deep in the center of this infinity diamond rock layer, it seems that there is a vaguely existing palace. Fang Han did not think that this large floor block in the depths of the 5,000 feet of the magic ridge, the basalt rock layer actually has a secret. And still a shocking scene. The diamond of the general size of the mountain. In the center of the diamond, there are still lakes and palaces. What kind of strange scenery is this? A diamond drill of the size of the thumb is worthy of the world in the world. What is the value of the size of a mountain? Moreover, Fang Han explored the past with the spirit. The diamonds hidden in the depths of the earth are much larger than their reincarnation peaks. They are breathtaking and unparalleled. Big handwriting, big handwriting. Although diamonds are of no use to our monks, they are decorated with the facade. But such a big piece, I have never seen it. With such a big diamond, if I can go back, I cannot revert to the peak. Take this diamond as a mountain. Fang Hanshin thought about the possibility of moving this diamond to the door. This is of course impossible. Moving a mountain-sized diamond in the basalt rock formation at the depth of 5,000 feet in the ground is not the ability of the magical masters, and the longevity secrets are not necessarily available. Wind white feathers are possible, but there are certain difficulties. Sure enough here. I can't think of hiding so deep. The treasure of the seal in the depths of the foam molding is actually in the basalt rock plate at the depth of 5,000 feet. I finally found it. The pure fox demon woman excitedly said, if I don't touch Fang Han, I'm not sure I can find a few old monsters with a lot of power, and I might not be able to find this place. How, Fang Han? I didn't lie to you. Here is the secret under Feng Huangling. In this mountain diamond, the seal is the infinite demon, and the treasures of Nirvana are among them. Yes? This is indeed a wonderful place. The treasures of the earth seem to be innumerable. But it is hard to say whether it is sealed or not. Wait for me to test it. Between the words, the hexagram on Fang Hantu rotates and shoots Guanghua again, trying to melt the diamond. Although diamonds are the hardest thing in the world, they are not the hardest for monks. Many of the many treasures between heaven and earth, many of them are harder than diamonds. Hey, hee. Fang Han's life symbol is illuminated on the diamond in an attempt to open a small gap, then go deep into it and reach the sealed palace and lake in the center to find the baby. However, he was disappointed, and the light of the symbol was on the gold diamond, which was indifferent. The crystal-like diamond does not move, it breaks a little, and there are no signs of melting. No. Fang Han stunned, his own life is full of 55 kinds of supernatural powers. Although the power of big cutting is weak, it can also smash the magic weapon of the best, and can even damage the lower quality. It is not difficult to smash and melt. But it can't be destroyed. As you can see, this is definitely not a diamond. It is another spar. Fang Han, this is not a diamond, but, it is Tianjing. This is one of the hardest spar in the starry sky. It needs all kinds of star pressure. It takes millions of years to form occasionally. The good thing, as long as a small piece, used to refine the flying sword, the flying knife is at least the best treasure. The hull of the Big Van Hoff ship is doped with crystal. Actually, there is such a large piece of crystal, and the palace lake is sealed in it. This means is the existence of the Taiku power level. I am afraid that it is not under the mysterious people of Taiyuan Shenfu, the ancient land of the 5 elements. And you found no? A large spar in the mountain is actually a model of a magic weapon. Good means. At this moment, he suddenly spoke with a dignified voice. Fang Han was shocked and quickly used the 5 emperors and great devils to explore out from the basaltic rock plate. It was so vague and clear that this mountain-like large spar was shaped like a pen. There is nothing wrong with it. It is a big pen lying across the basaltic rock plate. It seems that after many thousand years, the Earth's crust has changed and it is buried under the ground, but it is not rotted. There is no slight aura, as if waiting for the unearthed day. Fang Han used the supernatural power to check. This one was shocked and stunned. Is there such a big pen in the world? The Tianjing stone, giant with a higher height than the mountain peak. What is this? The value of the thumb of a small piece of Tianjingshi. If you get the auction of Tiandage, at least it is 1,000,000 medicinal herbs, the size of the mountain. How many medicinal herbs can be sold? I don't believe that Tianjing is so strong. My plaques can't be crushed. Even if the magic weapon like the Great Vatican ship, I can crush it. Fang Han suddenly sighed softly, and his life on the head was abruptly made, and he was fiercely inserted above the spar. Hey! How powerful is Fang Han's life symbol? The device can hurt, but with this blow, there is no slight crack in the skylight. Only this huge, pen-type crystal shook a little and the Earth's crust was used. A slight earthquake occurred immediately in the depths of 5,000 feet. This big crystal seems to have a spirit, and it is also painful by Fang Han. It is even an angry scream, like a bursting bear that has been disturbed by sleep, and a deep roar. Then, Fang Han felt the collapse of the void in front of him. In the blink of an eye, the giant size of the mountain in front of the mountain suddenly narrowed indefinitely, and it was reduced by 100,000 times. In the end, it turned into a crystal pen with the size of a common brush. The front appeared, writing text, iron hook silver painting, and drawing an arc containing the mysterious world, and swept away from Fang Han. Correct. Among the heavens and the earth, the most solid, skywright, has shrunk. The size of the mountain is concentrated to the thickness of the finger. How powerful is this mana? Fang Han read the worlds, knowing that there are some incomparably huge stars in the starry sky, which will be infinitely concentrated at the time of death, and then turned into a mixed whole, which can absorb any existence, even the master of the longevity. Fortunately, once sucked in, he died immediately. Now, this crystal is infinitely concentrated, and it has a slight taste of horror, mixing wholes. What is this baby? Actually, there is such a big mana. I thought it was a treasure. The giant size of the mountain is really a magic weapon. Fang Han felt that his body had to be disintegrated. The holes, any mana, flesh and blood, magical powers, shrinking infinitely and seemed to be turned into a tiny particle. He has never encountered such a terrible thing since he debuted. What the Ghost Emperor, such as the devil, the demon god, the celestial goddess, and even the 9 yin, the 9 demon gods, are not worth mentioning. Perhaps only the mysterious people of Taiyuan Shenfu, the ancient demon of the 5 elements, will be so powerful. Breath. Not good. Go. I know what this baby is. 10 **** is that baby. We are far from being an opponent. This baby, just one stroke, you can die. stunned and shouted. It showed its own form, the door of the nose appeared in the back of the body, a fierce paw was printed, and the nose of the nose exploded everywhere, and suddenly the body was under pressure. The current yellow spring map, and the equivalent to the Shongping Road, the power is the biggest of all the Fang Han. This life is a symbol. Protect my body. Fang Han has come back to this moment and contains 55 kinds of great magical powers, and he has been suspended from the top of his head, wrapped himself, and rushed to the outside, trying to escape this horrible, smart. But late. Fighting, and smashing. As for this little crystal, he can feel that his own life symbol seems to be really a thin piece of paper which will be crossed by a sharp paper cutter. It is impossible to resist. What the asterisk is this? Power is so big. Fang Han is also shocked, this baby power is simply too horrible. It's just that he's never seen before, it's unheard of, it's even comparable to Feng Bai's Emperor's Mirror. Don't talk about his own family life, he suspects that even Fang Qingxue's Shangping Dao, the ancient Lei Di Fu, will be scratched by this pen. I am in the ground, I can't escape. Can only be sent to death. The magical powers wrapped around the big life symbol are constantly being broken. What, King Kong Iron Bone handprint, ice and snow boundary, and even Star's Promise book, are not able to withstand the edge of this crystal. In the blink of an eye, the edge of this crystal is drawn into the core of Fang Han's birth of life. The 5 emperors of the 5 emperors pass through the 5 emperors. If this 5 emperors cap is also cut, then all the repairs of Fang Han will be destroyed, and the life symbol will be completely dissipated. It is also able to save lives on the outside, and there is only one dead end in this place. This is a crucial moment in life and death. How can you encounter such a terrible thing? Puff. 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 Fang Han knows that life and death are instantaneous, and there is no time to delay. Zhangko is a series of vitality spurts, falling on his own birth of life, the 5 emperors caps in the deep core rises, and the 5 lines of the colorful clouds are shot. The death and death resisted the crystal pen edge. Since the cultivation of the 5 emperors, from the cultivation to the great consummation, after the emergence of the 5 elements of the gods, the power is endless, even if Meng Xiaobao's cannot be broken. But now, this horror crystal pen is an understatement, and the random arc of the Olympics has caused the 5 emperors cap to be fatally damaged and on the verge of collapse. Fang Han even suspected that this pen can be easily stroked and can easily kill the master of the level of the Ghost Emperor. What kind of magic is this? This little crystal pen saw Fang Han destroying the 5 emperors, but actually resisted a stroke, but did not stop, but also a stroke, and suddenly infinite vitality gathered from thousands of unknown spaces. Once again gathered into an arc edge. This stroke seems to be a dead word. In an instant, when I saw this word of death, Fang Han almost saw the end of his own fragmentation. Between the universe and the universe, Master the King of Life and Death, waving the pen of life and death in his hand. Nothing exists to escape the oppression of this dead word. This is not enough to resist, it can only be desperate. Fight! At this moment, Fang Han's unprecedented condensed spirits, after thousands of times of tempering, took countless elixir, the body of the medicinal herbs, all the blood and blood rushed together, condensed into a drop of blood, sprayed from the mouth, come out and spray again on your own life symbol. The original supernatural powers, under this circumstance, reconstituted the big squad, and the 5 emperors in the deep core of the core re-expanded to form a sacred umbrella of a certain size, welcoming the crystal pen, the word, dead. Bang! Rumble! The word, dead, was pressed over, and Fang Han felt that his body was sinking. It seemed that thousands of mountains were suppressing themselves together. It seemed to be 1,100 stars, and they collided with themselves. The endless world of heaven and earth collapsed and poured. The big life symbol, on the top of the head, broke again. The 5 emperors' caps, in the depths of the core, trembled, and the 5 elements began to scatter. This time, Fang Han knows that it is not that he is not strong, but that the other party is too horrible. This little crystal pen must have come to the fore. When he came to the underground to hunt for treasure, he did not expect that the baby would be found, but the person would be killed by the baby. What a big irony. Kill. The enchantment hand, Huang Quantu, the king of Blood Knight, and even the 5-star bracelet of the sun and the moon, at this moment, all flew out to help resist this little crystal pen. However, this little crystal pen suddenly sent out an idea: get out. Hey! All the magic weapons are bounced off. This is simply the autumn wind sweeping leaves. This crystal is obviously the emperor in the magic weapon. It is majestic and superior to all magic weapons. The innate scent is innate, and there are no other magic weapons. A bounce of all the magic weapons, this crystal once again draws a square cold. This power is much larger than the previous two. Obviously it is to kill Fang Han. Hi! Fang Hanping, who has not encountered such a great danger, has fallen into such a mortal situation. Under this oppression, he remains calm, and all the potential of the whole body is erupting at this moment, exhaling, and a stronger one. Blood, squirting from the mouth, once again merged with one's own lifetime symbol. The old man is not ordinary, the foot is big to cover the sky, the 5 elements are refining the power, and the magical seed is Big Jindan. In the scream of Fang Han, his body broke into his own life, and seemed to be integrated with Fu. At the time when the third pen of the crystal pen came, a burst of sound was heard, and the sky was full of rain, and an illusory golden dan appeared in a vagueness. Suddenly, the depth of the ground was 5,000 feet deep. Iridescent colors are everywhere. The strength between the heavens and the earth, the constant turbulence, the basaltic rock plate, melting everywhere, turned into a pure earth and gas, gathered in Jindan, to completely change this illusory golden dan into a real gold dan. Boom! This illusory golden dan collided with the third pen of the crystal. This illusory golden dan broke down and once again turned into a life symbol. The third pen of the crystal pen was eventually resisted. Is it a godsman's 7th heavy golden dan? The pure fox demon woman was shocked. Hey! This is just a virtual dan, the peak of the return to the world, half a step of Jindan. It is only half a step away from Jindan. It is your demon woman, or if you are looking for a treasure, how can we meet this? The magic weapon of horror. At this point, the horror crystal pen saw that the third pen was actually blocked by Fang Han, and he also waved a mysterious stroke. This one, Fang Han is really unable to resist. Just under the pressure of life and death like never before, he did his best and broke the potential. He actually pushed the 6-fold situation of the supernatural power to the critical point and turned into an illusory golden dan. However, this golden dan is just a shadow. Although the power is once again enhanced, it is not a real Jindan. It can only be called a half-step Jindan, a virtual dan. It can only appear for a while like a mirage. His life is worthy of 55 kinds of great supernatural powers. In order to condense into a golden dan, you must have a lot of vitality. It is 1,000 times more than an ordinary master. Where can it be so easy to condense? However, under the pressure of this crystal pen, he was able to push the return to the peak, which is also a breakthrough. It has saved the hard work of many years of enlightenment. However, if the 4th stroke of this crystal is drawn, then all the understandings of Fang Han can only be in the next life. Just in the 4th arc of the mysterious arc, it was necessary to cut through the Fang Hanfu, and when he killed his body, he suddenly threw out the magical charm of the painting on the hand of the pure fox demon woman. This magical symbol immediately glazed, blocked in front of the crystal pen. Hey! The mysterious symbol that killed the Fang Han immediately disappeared without a trace. This charm is a stroke of the crystal pen, actually integrated into the pen. Well? It turns out that I said 2 small monks, how could I find me? It turned out that the 13 life and death symbols I wrote in the past fell into your hands. If you forget, you will not kill you. Don't bother me to sleep in the future, I haven't reached the time of birth. A small monk who has returned to the 6-point monk can resist 3 strokes. Although I don't use much strength, I can resist it. It's also your luck. Give you a warning, and then disturb my sleep, I will kill you next time. A sound sway, the ancient syllable, conveyed from the little crystal pen, come out. Then, between the little crystal pen, it went down to a deeper place, disappeared instantly without a trace, leaving only the boundless basalt fault. This? The pure fox demon girl was shocked and stunned. What is this magic weapon? So powerful. Fang Hanyu was undecided. If I guess there is no mistake, this is the three emperors' treasures, the emperor's pen. It was a fairy weapon, and it was crippled by the Taiku Protoss. Now it is still a perfect weapon, and its power is endless. One can kill it. All the masters below the body. The voice that just made the sound is the spirit of the emperor's pen. Unexpectedly, it is hidden quietly here, no one can think of it. The sound is awkward. Just if this stroke is over, Huang Quantu may be broken, and you may have to fall asleep again. People's pen. This is the man's pen. Fang Han's body is also a trembling, spirit and harmony exchange. The loss of this fox demon also said what treasure. In any case, there must be weirdness here. There are some spatial faults that hide something important. It may also be something sealed. The person pen may also be guarding something. Otherwise he will not choose to sleep here. But our strength now. I can't detect the space fault at all, and I can't conquer the Emperor's pen. Among the three Emperor's magic weapons, the Emperor's mirror has the most mystery, and the Emperor's book is infinite. The Emperor's pen is the sharpest. The Emperor once said that the most cutting-edge thing in the world. It's not a sword, but a pen. He said, but the news of the Emperor's pen is hidden here. Don't let it go, otherwise there will be a great disaster. This pure fox demon girl must take it, or kill it. If you kill, let's take it, wait for me to cultivate into the longevity secret, come here to find the man's pen. See if you can surrender him. Feng Baiyu teaches the Emperor's mirror, if I can have a person's pen, then I will teach the position will definitely sit down. Fang Han looked at the place where the Emperor's pen disappeared in the basalt fault, and he was envious of this piece. Because this baby, even if it is the cultivation to the apex, to restore the strength of the year, is not the opponent of this unique device. If he surrendered this magic weapon, he would have full confidence in winning the Taiyuan Xianfu. Because when the wind white feathers with the Emperor mirror, but forcibly opened the door of Taiyuan Xianfu. Go! Fang Han suddenly wrapped up the pure fox little demon girl, and ran the road. It took more than an hour to get out of the ground and see the sky again. What kind of magic weapon is that? The pure fox demon girl also frightened, the power is so much more terrible than the treasures of the towns among my foxes. Fang Han, this time since the treasure hunt is not successful, I got a piece of my baby, then we got rid of it, and now we are running around. I am leaving. Everything goes on here? The secret here, I don't want the third person to know. I don't want you to call back the masters after you go back. Now you can't go anywhere, just stay with me. Fang Han's face changed. In an unshakable tone. You? What do you want to do? Are you still a righteous disciple? You are just a few of the disciples of the stars. The pure fox demon girl was shocked and said, you are not afraid of me laughing at you. Hey! I don't want you to be my acolyte, nor take you to refine the medicine, yin and yang. Just don't let you reveal the secret. This time you hurt me almost on the spot, I can't make you easy. Go away, say, what I want to do, will care about your view of a little monster. Joke? You laugh at me, can I lose a hair? Fang Han's big sleeve waved, Wang Quan figure rolled up, but the pure fox demon girl rolled into it. I thought that I could find some treasures this time, but I didn't think I was almost killed by the baby, and this baby is actually the legendary people's pen. Fang Han is not easy to drill the ground, and there are still some shocks in my heart. This time it was really dangerous and almost killed. However, it is also a reward. Under the pressure of the people's pen, my own cultivation has made a breakthrough. Although it has not been able to condense Jindan, if it fights with people and sacrifices the life, it will change again. For the virtual Dan, the power will increase greatly, which is a good means of killing people. Of course, you have to waste some blood. Just hard to fight, people's pen, consumed a lot of blood. Fang Han feels that his body is a little weak, and now this state cannot dare to use the power of the Golden Emperor in the air to move instantly. It seems that the body has to be further concise. Sitting on the loess hills of this barren mountain, Fang Han adjusted for a while, and found that the healing methods were not easy to use, so he once again smashed the function ***. Sure enough, this door seems to be the sanctification of physical exercise and healing recovery. After a little operation, the 6 elements of the gods conveyed from the void are absorbed into the 6 hexagrams, and between the blood and the blood, it becomes a warm current flows around the body. At this moment, Fang Han has run the healing method of the 5 emperors, and the 2 magical powers are displayed at the same time. In a short while, the whole body is warm, like bathing in the hot spring, and every spring has a spring breeze. At this time, it is the spring of March, the surrounding air is also full of spring breeze, the grass and spirits are strong. Fang Han this devastating the 5 emperors, the Qingdi Muhuangong, spread out, within 1,000 miles the vegetation and aura all gathered together, and the square cold was spinning, and the air became a group of green. On the loess hills where the whole grass is not born, thick grass has gradually grown. Many of the flowers that have been taken from the Wood Emperor have taken root here, and many unknown wild flowers are open to the public. After 3 days and 3 nights, Fang Han was awake from the entrance, all the injuries were restored, and he stood up fiercely. In his mind, he echoed the 4 strokes and strokes of the people's pen, this heaven and earth, once the fairy, the mystery of strokes almost surpassed all magical powers. Every time he recalls, he will realize something, either martial arts, or a method of absorbing the power of heaven and earth, or a means of running a supernatural power, or even a process in which the crystal spar collapses and creates a whole. This has improved his realm step by step, and the experience of practice has also increased. It is not precious to play with the people's pen, and the experience gained is also very valuable. Weird? This man's pen is so powerful, the Emperor's mirror is certainly extraordinary. How did he get the sacred white feathers in the past? It was rumored that 3,000 years ago, he cultivated to the undead body, and he could not surrender the Emperor's mirror according to the truth. What adventure! And I didn't see him when he shot, the Emperor mirror appeared. Fang Han suddenly thought of the Emperor's mirror of foam bayou. At the same time, his eyes looked around, but there were birds and flowers everywhere, a piece of flower sea, grass, all the loess hills, and it was not a barren land. Now it has become a flower ocean. Obviously, it was made by his own Wood Emperor. It seems that I can't easily use the Emperor's suffocation in the future. Otherwise, it will become a place to be everywhere, and even the grass will become more and more. After thinking about it, sighing, reflying, electric injection into the cloud, disappeared in a blink of an eye. Indeed, his Wood Emperor, as long as sprinkled a little on the ordinary tree, can turn this big tree into an elf. Finally turned into a monster. This is something that the original Wuhuang Ichi can't match, but some of the power of the world tree. Now Fang Han has the tree of the world, and the Wood Emperor is unprecedented, and there is no one after. Just after Fang Han's departure, this was called the underground of the Falman Ridge, by the pure fox demon girl. In the depths of tens of thousands of feet, there is a secret change. Underground, there is a depth of 50,000 feet, and there are pieces of magma, sea of purgatory everywhere. Here has reached the depths of the core, in the sea of magma, there is a cluster of time and space storms everywhere, is an extremely strong flame force, tearing out. To get to this place, I don't know how many rock faults I have to cross before I can get down. Even if you cultivate to the second most important life of the longevity, the master of immortality, I am afraid it is difficult to get here. Endless infernal fire, time and space storms, but also mixed with magnetic explosions, many torn spatial faults, complex and erratic environment, no longer any living beings can exist. However, in this corner of this infernal fire, it is faintly visible that many huge fire dragons condensed by magma form a mysterious array of methods, which are thousands of miles away and close to 1,000 miles. In the center of this fire dragon array, a person is trapped by a chain. Nothing wrong, it is a person. This man's hair is scattered, and his long hair is silvery white, which is 3,000 feet long. Like a waterfall, it is really 3,000 feet. It is still and does not seem to be practicing what exercise is. At this moment, suddenly a small amount of green gas was conveyed, and it was immediately sensed by it. Brush. The man's hair suddenly became a big array, and he took the silky gas into it. The breath of the tree of the world. It is the breath of the tree of the world. It sent out a shout of stocks. Why not? Not a little more. The sound of the entire fire dragon burst by it seems to collapse. At this moment, a crystal pen appeared on the firewall of the inferno, and even painted hundreds of strokes, drawn into an extremely large symbol, banged down and down. Suddenly in the fire of the inferno the flames condensed toward this side, and the fire dragon was doubled, and it was trapped. People's pen. You won't wait for me for a long time. It made a roar, then it went silent, and a pair of black-eyed eyes appeared in the white hair of 3,000 feet. What happened just now? I felt a lot of vibration. The nebula baby in the 5-star bracelet of the sun and the moon wakes up and sees Fang Han flying in the sky. Whether you cultivate the future stars, is it easy to sleep? When you sleep in the future, gather strength, and understand the realm. Fang Han looked at the nebula baby. Some laughed, but he knew that the nebula baby practiced in the future. In the dream, it is easy to understand the realm. The nebula baby has been cultivated to the peak of the supernatural powers, the peak of the yin and yang, and a little bit can break through the 5 heavens, refining Jindan. His breakthrough will also bring a qualitative breakthrough to Fang Han. Because Fang Han can be stripped from the golden dragon of Jiao Shuani and integrated into his own symbol. Maybe it can happen, and it is not good to be promoted to the realm of Jindan. Originally, he was promoted to the realm of Jindan. It takes a long time to temper. From 3 to 5 years, and more than 10 years, even a scorpion, the more magical, the harder it is to condense Jindan. This is an iron rule. But the more the magical powers, the longer the life after condensing the golden Dan, the more benefits. From the 6 powers of Shentong to the 7 heavy powers of Shentong, this life symbolizes the transformation of the life of Jindan, which is the most important process of the foundation of Shentong. In fact, in order to promote the realm, Fang Han can also be desperate to throw away the Jindan refining of Jiao Shuani, only take the core of the Fengshen, and abandon the rest of the magical powers, but this is too wasteful. Jiao Shuani's 27 kinds of magical powers of Jindan have spent hundreds of years, and all kinds of adventures have been cultivated successfully, if abandoned. It's just a violent thing. For the nebula baby, is the best choice. Of course, it is also possible to give Fang Qingxue, but Fang Han still hopes to exert pressure on Hua Tiandu through the nebula baby, who can control some things in the Stargate. Fang Han, I did not think that this ground will actually encounter such a horrible magic weapon. But you broke through the realm, you can actually raise the symbol to the peak, change to the virtual Dan, that is only a small from the real golden Dan, the distance of half a step. If you get the help of Nirvana, you will definitely be able to break through the realm and really make Jindan. By the time you are really a giant. Suddenly, the pure fox demon girl who was taken into the picture of Huangquan Road, in this way, I will make a deal with you. I know where Nirvana is. After I tell you, let me free me. I can also swear with my ancestors of the Fox family and not reveal things today. Don't you say that there is Nirvana under this magical treasure. I almost lost my life. You heard the news of Nidandan at random, and fabricated one and lured me to hook. Fang Hani, silence for a while, seems to be thinking about the credibility of this woman. Let's say, there is Nirvana. Tell me, I can see if I can get it and let you go. No, you have to promise me first. I will tell you where Nirvana is. And I promise you can get it. The pure fox demon woman is deceitful. If not, I will not die. You must break through now. Jindan, step into the sky. Become a small giant. The mana increased. The status in the feather door is also rising. With your cultivation, after practicing Jindan, I am afraid that the first person under the longevity secret is comparable to some magical powers. Tenfold, an old antique that has been retreating for 1,000 years. Make sure I can get it. Fang Han suddenly sneered a little. Small girl, you are in the face of conspiracy and tricks in front of me, a little bit early. Nirvana, if you can get it, you have already got it. Guaranteed that I can get it, then there is only one possibility in the place where it exists, that is, in the sale of the great Emperor Empire. You told me such a message, it is too easy to get away from it. How about playing me? You, and you guessed it. The pure fox demon girl seems to have been picked up in the Huangquan map. You are a devil. It is my fox family's scheming, conspiracy emerges endlessly, but there are you so sinister and sinister. This video will end here. Like video and subscribe to my channel.